What's up YouTube? Musty Hobbit here with another edition of Musty's Quest, the search for the top 100 Nintendo and Super Nintendo games. And I have a shorter episode for you here today. I actually had a couple of pickups toward these two lists this week, both of which came courtesy of Valentine's Day gifts from my wife. These are both top 50 games, so from their respective lists they are ranked in the top 50, and both of them are new titles to me. So if you remember from my last video, I was at 55 of the top 100 Super Nintendo games, and that was my goal for 2016. I have now officially surpassed that with game number 56 for that list, and overall this is ranked 43rd. It is a Squaresoft RPG that does not start with Final Fantasy, and it is Breath of Fire. And this is a series that I have yet to play, nor do I have much familiarity with it at all, but it is one of two Breath of Fire games on the Super Nintendo. The other one is also on the top 100 list, so I will be seeking out that one as well. But thank you to Michael for coming up with a good price on this. It's probably one of the cleaner copies of Super Nintendo game that I have, and the label is immaculate. So thank you for sending this over, Michael, for getting me cartridge number 56 on that top 100 Super Nintendo games list. So I mentioned the other game. This is a Nintendo game. It did come from eBay, and I know that I had mentioned before that I had gotten away from purchasing from eBay. But the reason I went back this time was I have had sort of a standing trade with one of my buddies from the Iowa Retro Gamer Nation, who also does YouTube videos, who goes by Frogman Logger. He and I had been he'd acquired some Xbox games for me, and I just hadn't had anything that was trade-worthy for him. So I wanted to make sure that I found something that would work for him, but that also would help out my own collection as well. And so I went to eBay and found a complete in-box copy of Snake, Rattle, and Roll, which is a game that I needed for my collection, but it was also a box and manual that he needed for his collection. So these will be heading to Frogman Logger as early as tomorrow, so I will get these out to you there. Thank you in advance for sending what you're sending my way. I will highlight those in a Collections Chronicles video coming up soon. But this is Snake, Rattle, and Roll. This was a game by Rare, the same Rare that did the Donkey Kong games for the Super Nintendo. GoldenEye was more recently highlighted on the Rare Replay compilation disc for the Xbox One. And so this is the second highest rated game left that I had for the NES, and this brings me to 84 out of 100 in total off of that list. So I have 16 left to go for that list, and then I wanted to get to 90 by the end of this year, so definitely making some headway there with Snake, Rattle, and Roll. So that's everything I've got for you here today. Again, I promised a shorter episode than my Comic-Cons pickup, which you can check out if you haven't already. Just to kind of let you know where I'm at, I will again try to keep bringing you something every week. More recently, I have been working on a Cartridge Club game. I'm a member of the Cartridge Club community, and this month we've been working on Nier, an RPG for the Xbox 360, and I'm nearing completion on that. It is a fascinating game, and it is taking kind of a turn on me. I'm really kind of enjoying it quite a bit. So that is the one for February. I hope to have things wrapped up in the next week, as February will be over at that point. Then the game for March happens to also be for the Xbox 360, and I actually got this a couple months ago, but it is Alan Wake. And Alan Wake was made by Remedy, which is the same company that did the Max Payne games, and is going to be doing Quantum Break, which is coming out fairly soon for the Xbox One. So I have never played Alan Wake, but is one that I am definitely looking forward to and hoping to dive in pretty soon here, once I wrap up Nier. So that's about everything that I have for you here today. If you would like, you can follow me also on Twitter at Musty Hobbit. I am on Instagram as well, but I really do not use it. If you are familiar at all with Breath of Fire, I'd be interested to hear from you in the comments. I have never played this game, so any tips that you can help to get me started on that game would be much appreciated. At the same time, I'd appreciate any likes. If you are not already a subscriber and are interested in hearing from me on a more regular basis, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. And again, don't be afraid to share my videos. I hope to continue to put out some interesting content and maybe some more stuff with gameplay. I recently upgraded using a different camera, and so I'm thinking of potentially seeing about integrating some other things into my videos. So thank you for coming by. Again, I've been Musty. Take care of yourself and be good to each other. We'll see ya.